I made a video a couple of days ago talking about the two most racist things I heard in high school when I first moved here. But I just want to say there's nothing more racist than Africans towards African Americans. First of all, Africans think they are like better in a lot of ways. It's not me. I just know some Africans, some like pure Africans that were born there and spent so many years in Africa. And the stuff that he's saying behind African Americans are crazy. Making fun of their culture, making fun of the way they dress. I don't even think I can say some of the things.
Hey, yo, man, that's just, again, like so many, this just goes to show you that when we speak about non-FBAs are our family. They are our potential allies, okay? Their tether class is not. So sometimes we might get caught up and we'll say tether and we might make a mistake and plaster that onto all non-FBAs. That's not fair because you got Latinos, you got Haitians, you got the West Indies, you got at the continent. Some actually rock with us for real. But then you have your tether class, okay? And we got to make that, we got to be very specific when we speak on non-FBAs. We got to say the tether class. Do not group everybody together. Just like we're not a monolith, neither are they. Okay, they are individuals as well. And some of the individuals are disrespectful and they are tethers as a result. We would like them to call out their tether class more often, almost at the same rate that we call out our coon class. That's what we expect from you guys, you non-FBAs who we want to see as potential allies. You dig? If you're not calling out your tether class, it's really hard to ally with you. Like that's no cap. You're like giving us no choice but to group y'all together. So it's important to call out your tether class, express yourself. You dig? All that. Let us know. That's it. That's it. Once you call out your tether class, you dig? That's confirmation. That's confirmation with us that we all in this together. Okay, but only then will we believe something like that. All right, it's very important to call out your tether class. All right. Anyway, let's get to it.
I always tell people the day the Latino, African American, Asian, and other communities realize that they share the same oppressor is the day we start winning. But the problem is our communities are divided. For Asian Americans and for African Americans, we probably have one of the worst relationships between any community.
Well, I bet you a lot of Asian Americans too in my experience, don't even realize that if it wasn't for the civil rights movement, there would not be 22 million Asian Americans in this country.
Thank you. What I have been trying to teach the Asian community is like, friends, Do you understand that your success, your prosperity, your civil rights that you enjoy right now was paid for with black blood? So as you
Black people are tired of being a bank where everyone keeps making withdrawals and no one ever makes a deposit. And I want you to think about that. If that was your setup, would you still want to give? Especially for those of us in the Hispanic community, because it's about patterns that we've inherited and the harm that we've ignored. Me, myself, I'm Puerto Rican. I've seen how anti-Blackness and colorism still show up in our homes, in our language, in our media, in our families. In many families, darker skin is treated like a disadvantage. When solidarity is needed, hesitation shows what's been internalized, and too many of us were raised to believe that aligning with Blackness meant losing something: safety, opportunity, acceptance. And we were taught the proximity to whiteness would protect us, that staying quiet was safer. So if we don't unlearn that, we end up repeating the same harm we say we stand against.
I'm just going to say something that needs to be said among Latinos, among the Latino community, especially among Chicano community, Mexican Americans, Latino Americans, okay? If it wasn't for Black culture, Black people, Black communities, Black leaders, Black artists, Black music, all of it, if it wasn't for that, we would have an entirely different experience in the United States. Here's the difference between Black folks and Latino folks. Black people in America, their ancestors fought for the rights that we all get to fucking enjoy right now. So many Latinos act like white folks just decided to give Latinos rights, just decided to let Latinos vote, just decided to put laws in place so that you could buy property. If it wasn't for Black leaders,
African American community is the only community that has the power in this country to change anything. They are the only one with the experience of civil matter. They are the only one que tenían el esclavo ahí mismitico. They are the only one that are not going to get deported anywhere, and you cannot put them all in jail. So African American community, which is the community that is stepped on by Cubans, the most are the only ones that are going to save the Latinos. And I clap for the African American community that has not come out, because it is not. I do. We didn't do shit for them.
I get it. But I don't.
Me and you support, but in masses, we didn't support anything that was going with them. Latinos look at Cubans specifically. I'm not gonna talk about any other community because I'm not part of that community, even though I'm a Latina with them. Cubans talk shit about African Americans. Cubans did not support African Americans. Cubans think that they all victimize themselves. Of this, all of that. African Americans are the only ones.
Hey, Golden Brown said, let me drop this, but I will not explain unless you ask for deeper understanding. A baby is born blind until the mother opens the baby eyes. Hey, salute, Bronze Reaper Medium. Yes, for you. Yes, I got it. I got a fly swatter right here for the B. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. So let's get it, man. Let's start. All right. So we're going to get into why delineation was necessary. Yeah, y'all might want to document this one. I did it before, but this is a more updated version. You dig? But anyway, let's get it. This is Philip Scott podcast.
FBAs will say, yeah, we kind of knew, some of that. We've heard it online, and this is what really sparked delineation, is because you can't really join with people, even though they may be a distant cousin.
Keep in mind, this video is about why we had to delineate. So you got Philip Scott podcast explaining why we had to delineate.
Because you can't really join with people, even though they may be a distant cousin. You can't join with people that really don't want to join with you. Now, while I was in Ethiopia, and in Ethiopia, shout out to the Ethiopians, every time I go over there, man, it's nothing but love. They welcome me in, all of that, right? So I remember, me and Wangel was having this discussion about, delineation, because she was really wanting to know more about delineation and, what really, got it sparked, and because she really didn't understand it. And the one thing I told Wangel at the time was, I said, listen,
he's speaking to an African.
If everybody was like the Ethiopians that I've met the first time, or even the Ethiopians I've met now, this wouldn't be a conversation. I say, what it is that people, get out of the culture they come from, and they bring some culture. I don't know what they bring with them. I said, because I've been to other African countries outside of Ethiopia, and it's been the same thing. I can honestly say it. They've been nice. They've been cool, cordial. I haven't got nothing bad from them or nothing like that. Now, do some people have some experiences? Yeah, they do. But then when I listen to the full story of how people have some bad experiences, I'm like, bro, you wouldn't have did that in America. Why you get over there doing that? I'm like, I don't get that, right? But when the people come over here, and it's just not some, not all, because a lot of cool brothers and sisters that's here, that immigrated here. I met plenty of you. I rock with you, okay? So I'll make sure I say that up front. But there are some that do come over here that, like he said, feel they're better. But when you really tell them about, okay, what makes you better? What makes you better? How is your culture better? Because all thing you have to really tell them, I say, well, you didn't really stand on business in your culture, bruh. I say, because you left it. You left everything of where your culture originated.
Yeah, do me a favor, yo. Stop. Tell me to pause when he's lying. Okay?
To come over here? I guess that culture didn't work too well for you over there, right? If you're so much better, you would show me how better you are in your own homeland. It's like all these other groups. They come over here and they think they're better than FBAs. They think they're better.
Now, I'm going to explain why they think they're better, all right? It's kind of logical, but I got you.
What if we pulled that and say, you know what? We better because we can't get deported.
Is your child struggling with a gaming addiction? Major companies behind games like
Forgive
Minecraft,
the commercials,
Fortnite,
but I'm not
and
on Unbiased Ron, which that's premium.
What do we say that? What do we say as FBAs? Well, when we make more money, we are the richest black group in the world. And the rest of y'all with whole countries don't even match our GDP as black Americans. We don't say that. We don't even try to stunt like that. We can stunt on our culture. We can stunt on our innovation. We can stunt on so much. We don't even do that.
Okay, no, we are. When they call in certain podcasts, you dig, Tariq Nasheed, Yvette Carnell, Tone Talks. When they call in, no, we do flex. We need to flex. We are defending ourselves, and sometimes we do preemptive strikes. A lot of Pan-Africanists, Afrocentrics, and tethers get mad when we do preemptive strikes. Okay, you know what a preemptive strike is? That means that we see you building up to attack, but we're not going to wait for the attacks, right? We're not going to be reactionary. We're going to exercise prophylaxis. We're going to attack first. That's a preemptive strike. So sometimes we do preemptive strikes on these podcasts. You dig?
I always tell people, don't get in a pissing contest that you ain't gonna win. And then, but what you are starting to see, there's something starting to happen. Even this conversation is starting to come up. All the other groups now are starting to really admit about their anti-black racism, tribalism, and things like that. They're admitting it, and they're having to come to grips with it. Why? Why are they having to come to grips with it now? Why they've been doing it? Why now?
Right.
Because when FBAs delineated and FBA said, "Hey, bro, you do you, I'm gonna do me."
Right.
And we're gonna do us over here. When FBAs delineated, that sent a shockwave across America.
Yes,
because America did not see that coming. They thought we will always be there to protest.
I was so glad
we
it happened.
Always be there to be the human shield. We always would be there to be the tool of propaganda. Like the most hated people in the world broadcast the images of FBAs. And all these protests that has been happening ever since Donald Trump has been in office, we have not been a part of any of these protests. And now the light is looked at all these other groups. Now the other groups are dealing with the issues and problems.
Right.
Now they're dealing with ICE.
Right.
And now they're trying to say, what do we need to do to get FBAs back out here?
Nothing. Just
We try
handle.
shaming them. That don't work. Maybe we'll try kissing their butt, Angelina Castro. We'll try that. So let's go ahead and admit our faults. Maybe because we admitting it, they're like, okay, they're acknowledging it. Let's go fight for them, because that's a strategy too. Yeah, we are that way, and I don't understand. And they wait for you to be like, oh, that's all I wanted. I just wanted you to admit it. No. We don't need you to admit nothing. We already know.
Yeah,
we
we're
had
good.
the experiences with you, bro. We
We're
don't need
good.
you to admit anything. It's just that simple. What all of you need to do, I know y'all having a lot of confessions about FBAs right now. You need to fix it. That's it. And one way you could fix it. I'm telling all of you immigrants, so maybe you first generation, there's one way you can fix it, because you can vote and you can advocate. Advocate for reparations in the form of cash payments. I promise you, if you want FBAs back on your side, if you want FBAs to come protest and do anything else for you, especially in California, Latinos, especially y'all. If y'all would advocate for FBAs and y'all push and help reparations get passed, then you could really say, hey, FBAs, we helped y'all get reparations, so come help us. And at that moment, we be like, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what he's going to say next, but even still, I'm not helping out illegals. You dig? Illegals, you're going to hold your own nuts. But if legal immigrants are being treated unfairly and they do what Philip Scott just said, vouch for us as far as reparations, back us up. Yeah, legal immigrants all day. I'll be out there protesting. I'll make YouTube videos all day. You dig? We're on code for real. But that ain't happened. You guys said no to reparations as a collective. You dig? So hold your own nuts. It's a hold your own nuts.
The Latinos did help us get reparations. Let's go help the Latinos.
Right. The legal ones.
That's the way that's going to work. If you can't use Vicente Guerrero, the only black president of Mexico that y'all killed, right? You can't use him as we did something for black folks. We all killed him. And the only reason that was happening because of Vicente Guerrero, the slaves coming into Mexico, because he wanted to set Mexico right and get off of that old racist conquistador mentality. And they took Vicente Guerrero's life. So stop trying to use Vicente Guerrero. But if you want to do something in modern time, push the Democrats to do reparations in California, get it passed.
It's too late now.
The Latinos be behind it, push it, and then you'll get some help.
Yeah, so chat, I believe he's speaking in hindsight, so your chat is right. Ain't no now we going back reparations. Why? Nah, we're good. Like I said, I'm not defending no illegal immigrant. You dig? I'm 100% supportive of ICE. And if you're legal, okay, that's wrong. But again, hold your own nuts. You work that out. Y'all had your chance to side with us. You didn't. You chose white supremacy, and now white supremacy chose white supremacy. You dig? And they got you.
Other than that, y'all can admit all your faults. You can admit your biases. You can admit it all. Okay, great, fine. But now you got to put some skin in the game, because we've done enough. We got the civil rights bill done. We got the immigration bill done. That's the reason why all of you have been allowed to come here. Now, some of you may hear this message and you be like, well, I don't understand, Phil. Like, I know you like going to Africa. I do. I enjoy myself. Oh, my God, I enjoy myself. I don't even want to come back. But it's kind of like my children. I love my children. Love them to death. But you think I won't get on to my children? You think I won't correct them?
Yeah, listen, if you guys want to go to the islands, you dig, South America, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, by all means do it. You dig? That's your American right to do so. Get a passport. You want to go to the continent, Africa, have a great time. I don't believe in leaving the country. So, what I mean? I'm good. I'm gonna have all my fun in America. Yeah, right? But that's just me and my opinion and my American right. But anybody who chooses to leave the country to go explore the world, kudos to you. But I'm gonna have all. Maybe I change my mind later in life. I don't know, but up until now, 47 years, I'm gonna have all my fun in America. You dig?
You think I won't go in on my children when they're wrong, or when my children are wrong, I'm supposed to sit there and just like because I care about them, I'm supposed to say nothing to them.
Who is really running the U.S. government?
Yeah,
Americans are
commercials.
rightly questioning
I'm on
what
the
has
wrong
happened
channel.
to our country.
I'm not
How
on
is
my
the
premium
duly
channel.
elected president?
No.
But just to respond, peace sound, same day. Just to respond to Polly Styles, you listen, bro. You gotta fight your ADD. You gotta fight your ADHD, dude. This is gonna be an hour podcast. It's a lot of clips I'm gonna play. It ain't just one clip. So, Philip is one clip. There's a bunch of Tariq clips, and it's a commentary. Okay, this is called a reaction video. Right, I got to give commentary because it's copyright infringement if I just play people content. They give disclaimer, things up there. Okay, so you have to comment. You can't just play somebody video. You must all have a channel. If you do have a channel, I guarantee you that thing is struck down. You got to give commentary. It's the only way to like play somebody else's content.
No. If family or distant family is wrong, I'm gonna call you out. Maybe not with the venom as I would call out the folks, because I'm not as vicious as I am with the folks.
And by the way, I know I'm not as popular to you guys. Some of you guys new here, but just rest assured that I'm a great researcher. So my opinion is just as important as Phil's, Tariq Nasheed's, Yvette's, Tone Talks, Dr. Claude. I am very well versed in history in America and abroad. So yeah, you listen to a right one right now. So when I talk, it's just as important as anybody else talk. I'm very qualified to talk on this subject. Okay. Anybody can call in and we can discuss something, and I will cook you on American history.
I don't do that. But I am gonna get you straight. I'm gonna handle you a little bit more softer, even though though I seem like I'm being harsh, I'm still handling you much softer than I would handle the folks. You understand? Because at the end of the day, the folks is the problem. The folks is the center of everybody's problem.
Okay, so I'm playing Phil Scott, right? He has 146,000 subscribers. He has another channel, African Diaspora or something else, and he promotes FBA there. Then you got Urban Politics. He got like 300,000 subscribers. So, listen, family, stop bickering. If you're truly FBA, if you're truly ADOS, stop bickering and enjoy. This is Saturday. We're chilling. This is FBA ADOS lineage time. Relax. You dig? I'm your brother. Relax. Okay. If you want some other shit, go away. This is family time right now. We're chilling out. We're having a great time. But Philip Scott, I love him. And I love Urban Politics. These guys got large followings. And guess what they're doing with their large followings? They're redirecting them to FBA, you dig, politics, talking points. So that's great for us. Then you got, of course, Jason Black, Black Authority, Professor Truth. You got these folks, Yvette, Tone Talks, that Dr. Claude. It's great. That's great. And you got other smaller channels that's out there doing great work that I know of. That's great. Okay, we're all working in unison like Voltron. You dig? So just enjoy the moment and enjoy the content, enjoy the information, man. Ain't no rush. Take your medicine. Yeah, what's that? What's just that? Your ADD medication. You dig? And relax.
The folks is Africans' problem. The folks is Caribbean people problem. The folks is Arabs' problem, and the Asians and the Latinos, Adam. and when everybody finally see the central focus of all the problems that we deal with throughout the world, the folks' hand is in it. Until everybody realize that crap, that's when you're gonna stop fighting against FBAs for sure and each other, and realize we all got a common issue, and it's the folks.
Right. Wait. Hold on. When he say folks, he's talking about white supremacy. He's talking about systemic racism. But hold on. Let me expand that. Let me extend to that. No. It's the folks is not color based. Okay, the folks is action based. All right. So anybody who's pushing systemic racism, they are the folks. If you're Asian, Hawaiian, Puerto Rican, Mexican, white, if you're a black coon like Candace Owens, Larry Elder, Thomas Sowell, if you are a tether, you dig, you are them folks. Okay, you got your own Voltron. Your own Voltron is the folks. So folks is not race based at all. It's action based. And too many of these folks' actions are suppressing what we got going on. You are all collectively the folks.
And unfortunately, a lot of you immigrate here and you try to get on their side. Now they want you out of here. They want to deport you behind. So all them little,
Lord, peace.
And it's the thing. It's kind of like Felicia. I'm gonna remember that when people have said things to us, we remembered it, and that's why we say, hey, you on your own, bro. Do you? Oh, we all black. Well, we all black now, but before we wanted to all be black, you didn't want to join. You understand? We can't be all black when it benefits you. We got to be all black when it benefits the both of us. Let's be all black about these reparations. Let's be all black about this anti-black hate crime bill, which would benefit you too. The anti-black hate crime bill would definitely benefit black immigrants.
All right. So let's move on. Let's move on. Let's get deep. Let's get deep. Let's get where you guys want to go. All right. No more kumbaya. Let's just get it. You dig? Let's just get it. No more filibustering. Let's just get it. All right. So first and foremost, let's kick it off with this right here. For people who are new to the FBA space, here you go. All right. And how y'all doing this Saturday eve? Well, you could say late evening. It's definitely late over here. I'm in Georgia, but I'm gonna get back to the East Coast very shortly, New Jersey, and specifics. I think okay, so give me a second to paste the video. Okay. So maybe I gotta switch accounts. I see. Okay. Leave it alone. Okay, here we go. All right. So for any newbies, let's just cover from here.
But the thing is, there's a mixture. We are a mixture. What makes us foundational Black Americans, that we're mixed with the indigenous and we're mixed with the Africans who were brought over during the slave trade. And then we had an ethnogenesis.
All right, so Tariq Nasheed is breaking down what is FBA, what is ADOS. Got the Cash App there. Anybody, support the channel and different things I'm doing. I dedicate all my time to this. As people who know me, my day one subscriber, they know I dedicate a lot of time into research and production to give y'all a great live. So hit the Cash App. You dig? Nothing crazy, but show some love. Peace.
But the thing is, there's a mixture. We are a mixture. What makes us foundational Black Americans, that we're mixed with the indigenous and we're mixed with the Africans who were brought over during the slave trade. And then we had an ethnogenesis. So we became a whole new ethnic group. And that ethnic group was the foundation of the United States, making our ethnic group indigenous to the United States.
Right.
Because we're the first ethnic group of what would become the United States, who built it. We built this thing from scratch. So that makes us indigenous. Unlike the Europeans who came from somewhere else, we were created here. Our ethnogenesis is here.
And that was a deep ass explanation. I ain't going to trip. That was a deep ass explanation of ethnogenesis. That was a modern 2025 explanation of ethnogenesis. He really put his foot in that explanation. Like I could never explain our ethnogenesis better than that. You dig? That is what it is. And shout out to our brother Tariq Nasheed. You dig? Anyway, let's move along.
Candidacy this weekend at the old state capitol in Springfield, Illinois, where Abraham Lincoln made his.
I want y'all to see the date here.
Weekend at the old state
you see the date? The date says February 8th, 2007. So that just reminded me where I was going with Phil Scott and Urban Politics channels. So these guys combined got like 600,000 subscribers combined, right? But that just debunks the notion that Tariq Nasheed is our leader. You did, because Philip channel. And what's the other brother with the glasses? Dr. something. He's a sociologist. He's another brother. I forgot his damn channel. The brother, somebody put his name in the channel. Brother with glasses. He be going in. He's FBA. So you got these three channels that probably together is around like 250,000 subscribers, if not million subscribers. All of them got greater influence than Tariq Nasheed, right? As far as video uploads. And and none of them ever says Tariq Nasheed's the leader, and nobody ever says Dr. Phil is our leader. Nobody ever says Urban Politics is our leader. Nobody ever says the doctor guy, forgot his name, I'll get him in a second, is our leader. Okay, so when people say Tariq Nasheed's our leader, they're just trying to, again, undermine us, disrespect us at the greatest level possible. But these guys got larger uploading influence than Tariq Nasheed. Then you got, of course, Professor Truth and Jason Black. Nobody ever says that they are leaders either. But these guys also got great influence. We don't have a leader. We got great people in our lineage that has heavy influence before there's a such thing as ADOS, before there's such thing as FBA, and it just makes absolute sense to them. I keep cautioning tethers, and I keep cautioning white supremacists. If you are friends with an FBA ADOS person, even though they're a coon or Afrocentric or Pan-Africanist, they know deep down inside they're FBA ADOS. So eventually they're going to come around and do some Nat Turner shit, not physically, but figuratively online. They're going to clap back eventually. Like I said, we got Urban Politics, we got Dr. Phil, we got the African Diaspora channel, that's also Dr. Phil's, and we got that doctor, I keep saying Dr. Phil, he's not a doctor. We got the doctor guy. If you guys put his name in the chat or put his link in the chat, it's even better. But pay attention to this video right here. This video is 2007. There's no FBA, there's no ADOS in 2007. And listen what this white man says. This white man is going to draw a line between Obama's race, Kenyans, and foundational Black Americans. This is 2007. So is this white man our leader? Because he delineated before we did.
Obama will announce his candidacy this weekend at the old state capitol in Springfield, Illinois, where Abraham Lincoln made his stirring House Divided speech. How historic. At a building made famous by the man who freed the slaves. Obama isn't the descendant of slaves. His father emigrated from Kenya in 1959, and his mom is the Swiss Miss Girl.
Obama is not a descendant of slaves. He comes from Kenya. A white man said it in 2007. This is just common sense.
Some are even claiming that the senator has not lived the, quote, Black experience, and it may affect his support in the African American community. Obama will announce his candidate.
Okay, you heard that? All right. So are we cooking? All right, so that's 2007. All right, this is before a delineation. This is before a disaggregation. This is before FBA, ADOS, all that. You dig? So it's no excuses, right? So Tariq's not the leader. Yvette, Tone Talks, they're not the leader. This is just common sense.
Obama Black.
No, he's not. In the American political context, Black means the son of West African, the
So let me put you on. This is Deborah Dickerson. This is still the early 2000s. All right. This is Deborah Dickerson. Look her up. She's been saying it before Tariq Nasheed. She's been saying it before Yvette Carnell and Tone Talk. She's been saying it before all three of them that immigrants are not black. And when she was saying black, she didn't have a terminology like FBA or ADOS or American Freedmen. So she just said black. Okay. So just follow. This is Deborah Dickerson.
Is Barack Obama.
And that's why I keep trying to tell you guys, listen, just because I'm not famous, I'm a thorough researcher. You dig? Deborah Dickerson.
Black.
No, he's not. In the American political context, black means the son of West African, the descendant of West African slaves brought here to labor in the United States. It's not a put down. It's not to say that he hasn't suffered. It's not to say that he doesn't have a glorious lineage of his own. It's just to say that he and I, who am descended from West African slaves brought to America, we are not the same.
Okay, so I'm going to put you on timeout for 30 minutes, Pan-Nigerian. This is not a cookout for you. This is a cookout for FBA ADOS American Freedmen, my boy. You're not invited. All right. Sorry to tell you, you're not invited to this cookout. Peace. Fly Man Hits. Peace, my boy. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure everybody liked the video. I got a lot. Okay, I'm just getting started. I got a lot. I got to hurry up. Come outside on the front porch, and these mosquitoes are starting to attack like the predator. Golden, peace.
63, the day of Jubilee. The Emancipation Proclamation goes into effect. Black men are now allowed to enlist in the Union Army. Black recruits fill the ranks, knowing that military victories will be the only assurance of freedom. Lincoln turns his sights to Vicksburg.
Okay, so now Vicksburg. Listen, Tariq Nasheed always cooked tethers and white supremacists about our FBA ADOS American Freedmen involvement in the Civil War and how we influenced the Civil War to a victory. Okay, so I'm just giving you this historical reference. Listen, this is not a black made video, by the way. All right, this is a video that's called, look right here, the Civil War animated battle map. Okay, American Battlefield Trust, 447,000 subscribers. It's got nothing to do with FBA. This is just common sense history about the Civil War and our contributes, how we influenced the win. Listen.
Last major Confederate stronghold on the Mississippi River.
Wait, hold on. So you see Vicksburg right there. Hey, who said it? Interesting piece, my boy. Anybody have a question about FBA ADOS, American Freedmen delineation? Listen, just ask for the phone number. We can get it rocking today.
Vicksburg is the key, declares Lincoln. The war can never be brought to a close until that key is in our pocket. By river, land, and canal, General Grant works from January to April with little progress. Union forces in the east are in disarray. After the bloodbath at Fredericksburg, Lincoln dismisses General Burnside and promotes General Joe Hooker, a hard fight. January 1st.
Okay, so just know 1863. What do you say, January 1st? Back it up.
January 1st.
Okay, so January 1st, 1863. Listen.
1863, the day of Jubilee. The Emancipation Proclamation goes into effect.
1863.
Black men are now allowed to enlist in the Union Army.
Okay, so now 1863, FBA's ADOS American Freedmen are allowed into, well, basically, there's no freedmen at that point. All right. So you got free blacks and you got enslaved blacks who are allowed into the Union to fight against the Confederates. Right. And they're fighting for their citizenship, by the way. All right. So now let's get to what happened. All right. So we now enlisted, we joined. What happened afterwards? That's important. So let's skip to it. Again, this is not an FBA ADOS American Freedmen video. This is the white man. You dig? This is history. Comments with Tariq always reference when he's debating a white supremacist and a tether. So there we go. The war is decided because we joined the war. It was basically a stalemate, And once we joined, we tipped the scale, ball game. All right. So I just want to give y'all a historical reference.
Instead of reducing immigration to 2% of the 1890 quota.
Hold on. Before you go too far, my boy, let me give y'all guys who A. Philip Randolph is. So A. Philip Randolph is the father of the civil rights movement. So the civil rights movement did not start with Emmett Till. No, sir. The civil rights movement started with A. Philip Randolph. And yes, he did inspire Dr. King. And yes, he did speak on Washington in 1954. Keep this name in your brain, A. Philip Randolph. And guess what? He was against immigration 100%. Immigration, we were not on immigration because we was about us. We were people who were recently freed from slavery, recently Jim Crow, recently convict, least pianist system, all that. So we want our just due. We ain't caping for nobody until we get what's due to us. So the average Black American, foundation Black American, was not pro-immigration at all. Don't nobody lie to you. We were about pro-Black American. Okay, give us what's due to us, whether it's equity, reparations, whatever, civil rights. Give us that.
Instead of reducing immigration to 2% of the 1890 quota, we favor reducing it to nothing. We favor shutting out the Germans from Germany, the Italians from Italy, the Hindus from India, the Chinese from China.
Yeah, that's another one. Angie, baby, Afro Think Tank is another one. I think that's my boy. That's the FBA brother. He be putting in mad work. I think that's what you talking about.
We favor reducing it to nothing. We favor shutting out the Germans from Germany, the Italians from Italy, the Hindus from India, the Chinese from China, and even the Negroes from the West Indies. This country is suffering from immigrant indigestion.
So you see A. Philip Randolph, okay, again, the father of the civil rights movement. No tether, no American history more than me. Y'all all my sons and my students. A. Philip Randolph, you see, he was against all immigration, not just tethered immigration. He was also against the white Germans and Italians and even the Hindus from India, Chinese from China. He said, nah, nobody's going to be in front of us. We ain't going to cape for y'all if y'all get in front of us, which actually happened in 1965 or post 1965. All right, so that's A. Philip Randolph. Get used to that name. This is some scholarly shit. All right. So anyway, so that's delineation. A. Philip Randolph delineated. Nah, ain't no immigration. No. Not until we get our just due. So we still on task.
We got to stop these people from latching on and comparing themselves to us, and then they get the shit that's supposed to be designed for us. We got to stand up as a whole, as a group, and say, no, we want something for Black Americans. We want something for Black Americans. We want a commitment to Black Americans.
That's right.
We want you to do something for Black Americans. We ain't with the minority kumbaya shit no more.
That's gone.
So Andrew Schultz threw at the white power sign. Nobody's shocked. Nobody's shocked. That's how we're going to have to start rolling. Claude Anderson said, let them have affirmative action. We don't get nothing out of it no way anymore. We don't get nothing out of it. Everybody else is eating off affirmative action. If we publicly bail out of affirmative action will collapse.
Yeah, that's what's happening with DEI.
We don't want affirmative action.
That's 100% correct. All right. So now, for you guys who never heard Tariq Nasheed says Native Black Americans, I got you. Because I'm a true thorough researcher. Listen, he's going to say it. It's not too often he said it, but I got you.
When we go over there to these countries, we show respect as you should. You're supposed to show respect. I show respect to African nations when I go over there. I show them the utmost respect. But these people come over here and they get comfortable around these white supremacists and they feel like they can disrespect Native Black Americans.
There you go. You heard it. They feel like they can disrespect Native Black Americans. So I got this. Anybody who heard who heard that he said it before but never heard him say it, I got you.
In these countries, we show respect as you should. You're supposed to show respect. I show respect to African nations when I go over there. I show them the utmost respect. But these people come over here and they get comfortable around these white supremacists and they feel like they can disrespect Native Black Americans. That's going to stop. We're going to stop that shit. We're going to make these people, everybody's going to have to put some respect on our name. Yes, we're setting the black agenda. I'm telling you how we need to get down. Because we spread ourselves thin trying to cape for every damn body.
Exactly. So this is Tariq Nasheed. I forgot what time frame this is, but this was like 2000, like 1918. No, it's 2017. Okay, when he was realizing that we are by ourselves. Like we got no allies.
And we got to start being exclusive. We got to start excluding people. We got to start saying, well, I don't rock with you. But hey, man, we all struggling. Yeah, but you know, I'm looking at your track record and you haven't done nothing to help me. And this thing has been one-sided. Well, you're being divisive. Well, damn it, I'll be divisive. I'll be that then. Because I don't need you standing around getting everything off me and you ain't helping.
Okay, so let's go.
Back in the book segment tonight, a follow-up to my Talking Points memo on why some African Americans are failing in the marketplace. It's mostly about poor education, fractured families, and a culture that does not prepare folks to compete in the competitive marketplace. To make that point, I compared African Americans to Asian Americans. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, unemployment for Asians, 4.5%, 11.4% for blacks, 5.
I want you guys to take note. Forget about the numbers. Just take note that they're comparing us to Asians, right? This is 2014. All right. Again, this is before FBA. This is before ADOS. You got white supremacists and you got tethers disrespecting us. Okay. 2014, 2007. All right. So now they're comparing us to Asians. And then look what happened next. Look what they compare us to next.
But the main point, the evidence against it, I think, is that black African immigrants who are often darker than American.
Okay, so first it was the Asians that was comparing us to, right? Asians, that's a foreign people that came over here, immigrated over here, okay, that didn't experience Jim Crow, slavery, redlining. They were not excluded from the New Deal, HOLC, FHA, welfare, things like that, okay? And they're trying to compare them to us. And now they're saying the black immigrants. One more time.
But the main point, the evidence against it, I think, is that black African immigrants who are often darker than American blacks, Darker than American blacks, thrive in America. If there's so much racism, how do Nigerians do so well? They out-earn the average white American.
Well, because they are motivated and they'll do jobs that other people
They have two parents.
Right.
And
okay, so he just said the black immigrants are better because they'll do the work that we won't do, and they got two parents. That's all false. Now, Chris P, do you want the phone number? You said this is like the Million Man March. I would like to learn more about your ideology. Matter of fact, let me just put, okay, sit right here, get your cartoon. Okay, so Chris P, let me put the phone number in the chat for you, brother. I won't, cuss you out or cut you off, things like that, as long as you're respectful. But I would like to learn more about your ideology and your ways and thinking. So here's the phone number. You said it's like the Million Man March. I would like to know more about that. I disagree. That's why I like to know more about where you're coming from. So, Chris P, there you go. That's the phone number. That's the meeting ID once you call in. Pinky Peace, Vera Peace, D Peace. Chris P, can you please call in? Because one thing I do not tolerate is somebody who's objecting to our truth, our history, and then don't want to, and then give opposing views, but don't want to speak in real time. So you don't have liberty in the chat to keep objecting, to keep opposing without comforting me. Okay, so you have to call in, or I'm gonna take it as you're trolling, and I ain't gonna block you, but I'm gonna time you out. So I put the phone number in the chat. I got the meeting there. That's just not for you. That's anybody who believes that we're wrong for delineating, or there's something wrong with FBA, ADOS, American Freedmen. Anybody who believes that have not called in before, keep in mind, listen to my words, who have not called in before, call that number, into that meeting number, and let's talk. Otherwise, I got to time you out. I'm going to look at it as trolling. There's no liberty like that in this chat. Okay, so anyway, so he said the black immigrants, because they'll do the jobs that we won't do, and they have two parents. Okay, that's a complete lie. And then the comparison with Asians is a complete lie. So let me explain both. Asians that immigrate to this country and the black immigrants he's speaking about is most likely Nigerians. Okay, so both of those groups, they are hyper selected. Listen to what I'm saying. They are hyper selected. What does that mean? The Asians that come over here, the Indians, the Nigerians, they represent the top 5% of their country. And they're trying to, white supremacists and tethers are trying to compare them to the average American like myself and like you guys in the chat. They're comparing their top 5%. Now, they're not comparing their top 5% with FBA top 5%. No, they're comparing their top 5% to FBA, just public, everybody, the have-nots, the dropouts, the high school graduates, the people went to college, got a 2-year degree, 4-year degree, some bullshit, but they're not comparing them to our elitists. So they're taking a small elitist class from Nigeria, from China, and from India, and they're bringing them to America. No shit, they're going to thrive. They're coming here already educated and most likely already wealthy. They're not they're not getting educated by America. They're not coming over here with, no bag. So that's a horrible, disingenuous comparison to compare us to a top 5% of a country. No, compare us, myself and the chat, to the average Nigerian, to the average Chinese person, and to the average Indian. We will cook them on every level imaginable. Their countries are piss poor for a reason. They're shitholes for a reason. You dig? That top 5% that come over here, they do not reflect China. They do not reflect India. They do not reflect Nigeria at all. No way, shape, form. Just like like Robert Smith do not reflect the body of FBA. Okay, so hyper selected groups that like to compare us to the immigrants, that's not going to work. And when you talk about immigrant groups that are not hyper selected, like those who come over here seeking refuge or asylum seekers, these guys are the bottom of the Myron Gaines people, the Sudanese people. These guys are the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. They are not thriving in America at all. They're on welfare, like, yeah, you know what I mean? They're struggling. All right. So let's keep it pushing. Let's keep it pushing. Let's keep it pushing. Yeah, it's hyper selection is what it's called.
There is a big difference. See, genetics, that's about shared traits. All right.
Okay, so Chris P, my boy, I'm gonna time you out for just 10 minutes right now. Next time be 30 minutes. So you're not gonna lecture us what we can't do when you won't call in and talk to me, my boy. Why don't you tell me that? Why don't you call in and tell me what we should not call other people? You dig? You're not gonna be in a chat lecturing people. Why don't you lecture the host? Like, I'm the guy who's saying I'm educated, I'm well versed in our talking points. Why don't you want to talk to a guy who's saying I could defend our talking points immediately? So call in and talk to me. Don't talk to the chat and cherry pick. Talk to me. Talk to the champ.
There is a big difference. See, genetics, that's about shared traits. All right. Lineages, that's about shared experiences and legal inheritance. See, having similar DNA, that doesn't mean that you have the same historical journey. See, lineage, that refers to direct ancestors and an ancestral line that connects a person to specific events, struggles, entitlements, things like slavery, Jim Crow, redlining. So lineage
Donnie,
is a
Claude,
more direct
Tussle,
connection. Lineage is
Ja,
documented and traceable.
subscribe and like the video.
Genetics, that's broad and non-specific. Like, for example, we have African genetics. Yeah, we never deny that. Yeah, we got African genetics, but it's so damn vague. There is a big difference. See, genetics, that's about.
Okay, so you heard that, the difference between genetics and lineage. Let's keep going. It's cook season. The phone
Not
number
only are
is
we
there.
demanding intangibles, but we're not going to just go for flat blackness. So
V4.
that's why they're in disarray. And then the Mexicans curve them because they think that Hispanics are monolith, but half of them, aspire to be not only American, but white American. And since they're like pseudo Catholics, they don't even go with a lot of the stuff that the progressives push. So it's going to be interesting to see how this pushes forward. They're going to have no choice but to deal with our litmus test and us being on code. And I'm going to land my plane.
My man, very, very good point. Yeah, man, we woke up. We woke up, and there was a few things that made us wake up. There was a few things. And a lot of us, like I was one of the people early on saying, hey, wait a minute, we can't let these folks just make us into generic Africans. And I'm a historian. This, first of all, what really made us wake up, the deliberate denial of reparations, yet they kept having these programs for all these non-FBA groups.
Okay, so keep that in mind. What made us wake up was the deliberate denial and rejection of reparations. Don't let that miss you, because I've been saying that for the longest to these tethers. I've been saying, hey, man, the diaspora wars really started when you hopped in our business and started to include yourself in our reparations claim, or some of you guys who knew you had no stake in it started to vote against it or voice against it. That's what really started the diaspora wars on our behalf. Y'all already had negative feelings towards us. Like you guys say your movies and your mom, tell y'all certain things. But for us, it was always reparations. And you guys' stance was either inclusive or you just outright rejected it. And we dust our hands from that point on, you dig? And that's what started us to see you for who you are as a tether. And that's not every West Indian, because some West Indians are for reparations for Foundation of Black America. Only, as I played earlier, you got Chinese people who pay homage. You got Latinas who pay homage. That's not everybody. A family. Be careful. Don't lump them all together. I know we hear a lot of tethers go, a lot of racist Hispanics go, but that's not all. A lot of Hispanics, or enough Hispanics, enough West Indians, enough Africans, they're out there, minding their business, and they're um, pro what we got going on. I understand. So that's why I say, hey, now we need them to speak out against their tether class, and now we know we could do something with them, and that's when we'll truly align with them, when they start calling out their tether class. All right, but check this out. We're getting somewhere now. We're cooking.
So, okay. And then they're turning around telling us that we need to work hard.
Yeah,
we just didn't work hard. And then we start noticing all of the little derogatory names that they had for us. See, these people have delineated from us a long time ago.
Okay, so Tariq Nasheed just doing hindsight. He just telling you, like, hey, man, like he's noticing this way back in 2017. You dig? What's that? 8 years ago, before there was an Adolf, before there was a FBA. He noticing way back then. Hey, man, this ain't no damn global empowerment like I thought it was. Like these folks really drew a line between us and them. Wow, and he's seeing it. Like he said, he recognized patterns. They are not going to call out their tether family members. If they don't, then at some point they're gonna be ops too. You dig? That's what you got. Like we expect the same thing from white people. You dig? For us to like really align ourselves with white people, they got to call out their uh, white supremacist, family members and friends. That's it. Or it's just that we can't do nothing with you.
You understand? Well, we're sitting up here trying to drag them. We were the ones trying to drag them into some big Pan-African umbrella. We were doing that. These folks were, if we be very honest, they're telling us all along that they're different. They delineated from us. That's why I kept pointing out. I'm a pattern person, and I kept noticing patterns from all of these other groups. I noticed some patterns. When it was something negative, and I picked up on this a long time ago, anytime something negative happened, they'll let that fly under black. So, okay. And then they're turning around telling us that we need to work hard. We just didn't work hard.
Okay.
And then we start noticing all of the little derogatory names that they had for us. See, these people have delineated from us a long time ago.
All right. So let's keep cooking. Let's keep cooking.
And every time something positive happens, these folks would go out of their way to differentiate themselves from us. They wouldn't claim black. So I kept noticing over a decade ago, they kept using blackness as a trash can. You understand? We became their trash receptacle because if they did something positive, they're Nigerian, they're
Right.
Ugandan, they're Ghanaian.
And listen, I really ain't noticed that until Usain Bolt. When he became like the fastest, like undisputed fastest man in the world, I was like really happy for, Usain Bolt in Jamaica. And I was like, yo, he's black. That's a black man. So I'm like trying to take the victory and run with it, because he's black. Like I'm black. They're Jamaican. I'm FBA, but we're black, right? But no, sir. Jamaica's like, no, that's ours. You guys, runner is this guy. Had a couple tethers on the channel. You dig? And they were like, no. Usain Bolt is ours. Your guy is the American guys who keep losing. So I'm like, I was kind of confused, right? Because this was like the first time I experienced like some tether shit. So I'm like, so he not black? They're like, yeah, but he's Jamaican. You guys are American. So you got American runners, we got our runners. He's the fastest man in the world, Jamaican. So I felt a certain way, but I let it go. I'm like, oh, I guess. And then when Tariq Nasheed and Yvette and Tone was talking about that old delineation, disaggregation, and the reasons why, I thought about that conversation. Like, oh, okay, yep, they already drew the line.
Man, you win an award. Oh, you're Jamaican. Shout out to Jamaica. I'm the first Jamaican to win this. Everything positive.
Peace,
Boy,
Yolanda.
you went out of your way to distance yourself from blackness. But when a musty nigga robs a liquor store, oh, look at this Negro. He's so black. This black guy robbed a liquor store. Look at your crime rates. And I said, no. We're going to have to start disaggregating some of this stuff. No, we're not going to be the trash receptacle.
No, sir, we're not. But hey, chat, do me a favor before I play the next video. Just go ahead and like the chat, like in the chat. I mean, not like the chat, like the video. It's free. Just take a moment. I paused it. Just take a moment. Matter of fact, I'm sorry. You guys are liking the video. No. You're halfway there. Family, I just liked it myself. Family, do me a favor. Just like the video. Take a pause. Just like the video real quick. You know what I mean? And like I said, my cash at the top, if people appreciate my effort putting this video together, go ahead and send something to Cash App. That's okay too. But like the video, that's the most important thing. Here's the next video. I got receipts. I'm loaded with receipts.
And yeah, they rebrand our foundational Black American identity divisive until it's socially unacceptable.
You heard that? So he said they rebranded our identity as divisive. Okay, so keep that in mind. So we're divisive in like everybody else in a positive way. So a Mexican Latino is divisive towards a Puerto Rican Latino. Okay, they're both Latinos, but you're over there, I'm over here. We're different culture, different music, different everything. Even our even their ethnogenesis is different. There's nothing wrong with that. That don't mean love is lost. You're just Puerto Rican, I'm Mexican, right? That's how they would just go at it. And that's how we are. We're just acknowledging our difference, right? Just like everybody in the world already embraced their difference. We the ones who kept saying, "Nah, we're all black. We're all, the same person." You dig? So now it's over here. So now we're like, nah, we're now embracing our difference as well. And the whole world shut down.
You
We
see, by
shut down the
labeling
internet.
our lineage divisive, they hope that it will be stigmatized. See, what they're trying to do, that's kind of some
This
FBI
is deep.
shit.
Listen.
They're trying to put a stigma on our lineage, trying to say, oh, it's divisive. Oh, it's a cult. Just repeating the same thing over and over again. That's stigmatizing. And they're
Right.
trying to hope that the stigma will stick so that people will kind of abandon
Right.
acknowledging our lineage out of social pressure, out of fear of being labeled xenophobic or self-hating. So that is to try to guilt us into silence by using our FBA delineation title. And that's not going to work.
Peace, Lee.
That's not going to work because, and yeah, they rebrand our foundational Black American identity divisive until it's socially unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
You see, by labeling.
Okay, so random. I see in the chat. Your message is kind of is not straightforward. Random, just real quickly, bro. Are you pro FBA ADOS American Freedmen delineation or you're against it? If you're against it, brother, just ask for the phone number and just voice your, you know what I mean? Express yourself. You dig? Express yourself. Just we want to hear why you're against it if you are. Just ask for the phone number. I got you. Everybody get the likes up, please. That's a simple action, proactive
It's
action.
too powerful of a term and too many people are using it now, and we've already defined it, so nobody can really redefine it.
Right.
And when people come in trying to redefine it, they
They
start
can't.
lying. And when you start lying, you reiterate the reason why we need to delineate anyway from lying, scamming tethers.
Mm-hmm.
When you start trying to lie about what the lineage is, you're kind of proving our point. So
Right.
you're strengthening the lineage that we have and us acknowledging our lineage by being a lying, scamming outsider who we need to get the hell away from anyway. It's too powerful of a term and too
I'm
many
here.
people are
Peace.
using it now, and
Like the
we've
video. I'm
already
here.
defined it, so nobody can really redefine it. And when people come in trying to redefine it, they start lying. And when you start lying, you reiterate the reason why we need to delineate anyway from lying, scamming tethers. When you start trying to lie about what the lineage is, you're kind of proving our point. So you're strengthening the lineage.
Hey, random, but this ain't about good or bad. Like good or bad is very subjective. So I mean, let's just have a friendly conversation, bro. I'm not gonna scream on you, cuss you out. I'm allow you to express your thoughts. If I disagree, I'm gonna express my disagreement. You dig, and vice versa. If I say something you disagree with, you dig, you have the same right to express your disagreement with I say. But let's have a friendly dialogue. We got 174 people in the building. This is the best time to do it. But I would like to hear like the good and bad in FBAs, bro. I would definitely like to hear that.
That we have and us acknowledging our lineage by being a lying, scamming outsider who we need to get the hell away from anyway. It's too powerful.
Okay, so now peace to MCML. Peace, my brother. I'm gonna mod you up. Just make sure you subscribe and like the video. That's cool with me. So Salim says what? What I can't hold on one second. Salim says YT people still use them on jobs to be in control of contracts, but then the lats start to take over and run circle. Yeah, exactly. Let me mod you up, my boy. Also, Celine, just do me a favor, just like the video and subscribe. Everybody like the video, subscribe. It's free. If anybody feel like this video is important to you, it made some sense, send a cash app. I appreciate that. But let's keep it going, man. I got some more clips.
You understand? Foundational Black American has replaced the African American placeholder. African American was always a vague catch-all identity meant to group all of us in with anybody with some damn melanin. Now that the designation of Foundational Black American has taken hold, that's a name that reflects the historic and political specificity of our lineage. That genie ain't going back in the bottle. Remember, Elon Musk is technically African American. Myron Gaines says he's African American, which he.
And by the way, family, I've been debating black conservatives, as you see, lately, because I'm just sparring. I will call in Myron Gaines' channel, and I'm gonna cook him. He's been calling out Tariq Nasheed. Tariq already cooked him. He's begging. He don't want to pay for a debate. That I'm just gonna cook him for free, for clout, but for free. And bye bye Myron Gaines. All right. So that's what we're doing right now. That's why you guys seen a black conservative come on here a few times. I'm just sparring. But I'm not like a boxer. I'm just sparring to see their talking points, their rebuttals, and stupid shit they say, right? Because I don't take nobody like. I don't believe that. I'm ready for everything. That's the bottom line.
He's correct. We ain't nothing like neither one of them. You understand? Let's be very, very real. So people understand now, too much has been documented. The internet archives are forever. Too much has been documented. Social media documented. You understand? Foundational Black American has.
Okay, so peace to spiritual accessories. Same thing to you, family. Just go ahead and like the video, subscribe. I see Donnie in the building. Donnie, definitely day one supporter all day for Donnie. You dig? All right, let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it going. This is a light video. This is gonna be a quick one, but I can go on for like 5-6 hours.
And this is a lineage.
But not
this
today,
is not a movement
we're
that
outside
can die
people
out.
biting.
See, you can cancel trends. You can cancel a hashtag. You can cancel campaigns. You cannot erase a lineage. You can't undo centuries of American slavery, rebellion, culture building, survival. The descendants of that lineage, we walk the earth every single day. We exist. Our existence is the movement.
Right.
You
Hey,
understand?
yo, that is deep as our existence is the movement. That is deep. They keep trying to say it's a movement, it's gonna die out. Well, then we gotta die off. As long as we're living and breathing and being influential, and pushing the needle, shit, ain't nothing to go nowhere. Like we're never going back to African American, Negro, color, Afro American, all this stupid shit. Nah. We're practicing black excellence, and to practice black excellence, you're gonna call yourself FBA ADOS, American Freedmen. Now, my question to you guys is this: are you a foundational Black American? You're gonna say yes. Are you American descendant of slavery? You're gonna say yes. That's why I say I'm FBA DOS. You dig? I'm a foundational Black American descendant of slave, or a foundational Black American descendant of slavery. I'm FBA DOS. Like, what's to argue about that? And so are you guys. You are foundational, and you're also descendant of slavery. So we're both. We're FBA DOS. Real simple.
Understand that our existence is the movement. You understand? And our lineage
All right.
has.
So random. Random. I'm not gonna block you. I'm gonna time you out for the door. For 24 hours, so you won't be able to come back to my live until tomorrow, 9:20 p.m. Eastern time, my boy. We're not going to be a coward in here. I'm sorry. You got. And I'm not sorry. You got to go. George Vic says delineation scares the hell of tethers. No more. Cool. Exactly, my boy. Tethers, not entire Africa, not the entire West Indies, not the entire island of Haiti. Just tether. Just their tether class. There's so many Africans who rock with us, who support us. So many West Indians who support us, who thorough as hell. So many Hispanics who support us, who thorough as hell. I already played them already, and so many Haitians who are thorough and support us. And there are also a tether class, and everybody's name, who don't support us. Just like random, I had to throw his ass out of here. You did. You ain't gonna troll without calling in. Believe that. Okay, so Dark Peace, my boy. Make sure I'm not giving you guys mods. It's the wrench game in here. The wrench represents your FBA, ADOS, American Freedmen, or you're a supporter of FBA. You got a wrench, you are definitely a supporter or you are lineage based here in America. So you guys just, like the video, subscribe, make sure you like the video. Let's go.
Has been legally and politically activated. The moment we started really advocating for lineage-based reparations, legal recognition, data disaggregation, it became impossible to go back. The political landscape, they've been forced to deal with us as a separate, distinct people.
And keep in mind, it wasn't until we spoke about reparations in the early 2000s, that's when the tether hate started. That's when the diaspora wars started. It started with reparations because we said reparations is lineage based only. And tethers got in their feelings, some because they lived in here for 20, 30 years or Ellis Island, and they felt like they deserve some compensation based on what happened to us historically. And they don't understand the history of Foundation Black Americans. And when they call in, I cook every last one of them because their starting point at the earliest is Ellis Island. Okay. And then secondary, their talking point will go to 1965. So that means that they know nothing about the South, the peonage system, convict leasing, sharecropping. They know nothing about all that Jim Crow stuff in the South. They were privileged in the North. So believe me, during Jim Crow, if you were in the North, that was like almost like a house Negro. Okay, if you were in the South, you were the slave Negro. You were the field Negro. That's a perfect analogy.
We didn't, and this is a lineage. This is not a movement that can die out. See, you can cancel trends. You can cancel.
Hey, Freedman, I'm sorry, non-Swift zone. I gave you a wrench, bro. Freedman is an accepted term over here. ADOS is accepted term here, and FBA obviously are all welcoming terms here. Overstating says, if I had $1 billion, I would give my people $1 million each, leaving me with 900. Hey, let me get my boy Wrench overstating. Peace, my boy. I'm giving y'all Wrench because y'all family, you dig? So just make sure, fuck that tether side, tether K. D, I'm gonna get D from NYC. I'm gonna rent you up as well. Y'all just make sure y'all subscribe and like the video and tune in because I go live almost every day. I do different topics. I'm 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 a low key, I'm a low budget historian because I'm trying to be humble. So I'm gonna say I'm a low budget historian, but my research is is really good, impeccable. I talk about Sarah Rector. I talk about Soul City. I talk about things you guys never heard of in this country, but they're big moments. Look at my video on Sarah Rector, and you'll thank me. Look up my video on Soul City. You'll thank me. And I'm gonna do a video on banks. I'm gonna do a video on black banks specifically and how white supremacy, systemic racism had made all of our banks just saving banks. They would not let us convert to investment banks where the real money is at. They made us saving banks where people just deposit only. Okay, so I'm gonna do a video on that. I'm gonna do a video on why the South is so poor compared to the West, the East, and the North. You're gonna love that. Okay, I got hella videos that you always thought about but never really researched yourself. I got you. It's all in the archive. It's ready to be uploaded. But subscribe, click the bell. Telling you, man, our history is beautiful. And I got more stuff. I got more stuff you never heard of. I know you didn't. Okay. And I know people who you like a lot never heard this shit. Because our history is deep. It's stuff I never heard of. Our history in this country is super deep and it's buried. And guys like myself, Yvette Carnell, Tone Talk, Dr. Claude, Tariq Nasheed, Professor Truth, Jason Black, we are just a African think tank. I think, is that him? No, Afro-Elitist. I don't know if it's Afro think tank. I think he is a coon. But Afro-Elite, Red Supreme, these are all You got Phil Scott, African Diaspora. You got the doctor guy. I don't, and nobody sent the link. I don't think you sent the link for him yet. But the doctor guy, he's FBA. So man, we are really, really making waves. This is bigger than Tariq Nasheed, and they're mad because they want to say he's a leader. And how can he be a leader when I just mentioned 3, 4 guys who are more influential than him online? Their videos get way more views than Tariq's. They're mad. They can't use that no more. Okay, so let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving.
All this stuff, and it would just get distributed and attributed to anybody who had melanin. So now the world knows who created what. Cultural theft has been exposed, and that can't be erased. And other groups have reacted. See, that confirms that the shift is real.
Overstating.
If the foundation of Black American delineation wasn't real, other people wouldn't be so damn threatened. People are on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook all day crying about us delineating. And we ain't even doing anything to nobody. We're not harming nobody.
Right. Hey, yo, that's the thing. We just said we're delineating, and yo, in their own mind, delineating is cutting them off. We're not cutting you off. We're just establishing an identity separate from you, like you have one separate from us. That's it. We can still remain, we can still retain our relations. We're just establishing a unique identity like you have one. Okay, we're not the generic African anymore. We're not the generic Black man anymore. We're now what we are, foundational Black Americans. We're American descendant slaves, and we are American freedmen.
That's how powerful. That's what I said earlier. There's a power that we have. We're not harming anybody. We're not doing anything to undermine anybody. We're just letting everybody handle their business.
Right, that part. We just saying hold your own nuts. Like you're great, right? Do you then? Don't include us. Just do you.
And through all the Pan-African immigrant Black unity narrative, well, look, it ain't about our lineage is our lineage. See, they are used to turning us into one big generic Negro, and we're saying no, we're not no big generic Negro. We're not no generic African. We are a very specific lineage group.
412, I see you.
And that has shaken everybody up. They go out of their way to tell us what we ain't.
Wait. Let me rewind it. Hey, Mr. 412, I see you, bro. I rent you up. You know what I mean? Just like, subscribe to the video. That's all. Just like and subscribe. We can do better with the likes. We got 167 people watching. We got 60 more likes to do. I mean, maybe those are ops. I don't know.
Through all the Pan-African immigrant Black unity narrative, well, look, it ain't about our lineage is our lineage. See, they are used to turning us into one big generic Negro, and we're saying no, we're not no big generic Negro. We're not no generic African.
Nope.
We're
not the generic Negro and African. That's how.
Specific lineage group. And that has shaken everybody up. They go out of their way to tell us what we ain't. Oh, y'all is African. We are not.
Hey, recognized gang. I mean, it's late now, so I'm not gonna take calls. I'm gonna end it in about 10 minutes. But hey, recognize, I'm gonna go live tomorrow. If you believe that, bro, just call in. I'm gonna treat you with respect. You'll have time to express yourself. As long as you're respectful, I will not mute you and chat. Pull up tomorrow. Let recognize call in tomorrow. If he believes what he just said, just defend it. You said it, now defend it. Okay? Pull up, man. Many people tried on his channel. Nobody succeeded. They all failed. They all got debunked. But maybe you're the first one to shut me up and have more information than me. So, bro, tomorrow when I go live, just pull up. And again, I won't disrespect you. I won't call you tether, nothing, unless you behave like one. I won't. But tomorrow, bro, pull up.
No continental Africans. There's no African nation that protects us or provides sanctuary or provides any assistance for us. We can't claim some shit that can't claim us.
Right.
We claim each other. Foundational Black Americans have always looked out for foundational Black Americans. We have always been all we've got. No other group has really helped us. We've always helped each other.
Right.
That's why we got to focus on each other. And through all the Pan-African immigrants.
I mean, who can disagree with that? You did, like, there's nothing to disagree about right there. But recognize, man, somebody might have timed you out, deleted your video. But bro, tomorrow when I go live, just pull up and just ask for the phone number and meeting ID, and let's get it. Okay, so how you let me put a poll in the chat. I want to know how you guys feel about Godfrey going back to Vlad. So I would love to get your opinion on this right here. So did Godfrey sell out by going back to Vlad? I would love to get your opinion on this. Okay. And while I get your opinion on that, let me do this right here. Let me share some information about Godfrey that you might not be privy to. Okay. So, for one, some of y'all don't know Godfrey's true stance on reparations. Okay, so I'm gonna get that for you right now. I'm gonna get Godfrey's true stance on reparations, and then I'm gonna go over whether Godfrey is FBA or not. Okay, because some folks believe he's FBA, and it's not based on any facts. It's based on just your belief. All right. So first, let's get Godfrey position on reparations. That's going to shock you. And then let's get Godfrey or something else.
And through all the Pan-African.
Okay, hold on. Let me get the video correct. I'm sorry. I'm saying Godfrey. My fault. Not Godfrey. Not matter of fact. Let me end that poll. I said Godfrey. My fault, family. I'm over here trying to get the kid in the house. I got to put the wrong poll up. Hold on. Let me remove that poll. My fault. It was supposed to be Lord Jamar. My fault. My fault. That was my fault. My fault is Lord Jamar wrong for going back to Vlad. And the thing is, when you get when you understand, when you learn his position on reparations, and when you learn whether he's FBA or not, you're going to see why he would do something like that. All right. So that's first and foremost. So let's see if he supports reparations first. He's on a show with Rod Digger. He went to Vlad. He this might surprise you.
But Adams, you know, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, ever since this whole, I was hearing about this whole ADOS, from the minute I heard about it, it was like a division.
Yeah.
Amongst black people.
Yeah. Look, he's saying ADOS is a division, right? Delineate. So basically, he's saying that we're divisive because we acknowledge ourselves as ADOS, FBA, American freedmen. And you hear Vlad in the background. Yeah. So when you got Vlad siding with that, dude, stop it. Listen again.
Hearing about this whole ADOS, ever since this whole, I was hearing about this whole ADOS, from the minute I heard about it, it was like a division.
Yeah.
Amongst black people.
Yeah.
It was a division. It seemed like some sort of, well, you're not American enough. Like, what's your lineage? Like,
Adams,
you know, I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Okay, so we heard that part right there. Let's fast forward that.
Like, not like.
And on the list of tangible,
Okay, so this is the show. This is his first podcast. It was with our sister Rod Digger. She's FBA ADOS American Free Woman, and look how he just disturbed her. Look at how he just disgusted her. And obviously, this show didn't work out. And I would love to reach out to Rod Digger. Man, I would love to reach out to her and interview her, have her on over here.
I would assume that that's where this ADOS comes in, because I'm thinking that certain people would hope that the tangibles, that the part of the tangibles would be reparations for the ADOS movement. Yes?
Yes.
Is that what I'm to believe?
Yes, that's what she believes. So, Nikki, I gave you a wrench. My sister, please just like and subscribe to the video. We need 60 something more likes. Please go ahead. Yes. Okay.
Now
we'll get
not just that, but definitely number one on the list.
Right.
I definitely something when you're ready, Jay. I'm looking at them.
Yes. Before you add on, I just would like to say now there's some that feel that this movement is quite divisive and just another way to divide.
Only tethers and white supremacists believe it's divisive.
My thing is, there was a lot of suffering done by all of us at different times in America. I don't give a fuck if you got to America 5 years ago.
Yeah, I got Lord.
From whatever
Jamar,
fucking country,
not Lord,
if you
Jamar.
black, you're gonna go through you're gonna suffer some bullshit. Let's just say we all get $2 million, you know?
Listen
all
to this.
black people that can
Lord
prove
Jamar.
it, that, you know, they have lineage here in these North America, and they were slaves here, and they get $2 million. What the fuck do you think
they're going to do with that money?
These motherfuckers are going to do with that money?
Okay, this is Lord Jamar disrespecting all of us, all 43, 44 million of us, saying what are we going to do with that money? This is a racist, white supremacist talking point. We'll just blow it and just give it back. So I don't know if y'all know or not, but racists were the first to say this. This was their first defense against reparations for us. We'll just blow it, and we'll just blow it. We'll just smoke crack, strippers, and buy blunts. This is a white supremacist talking point that Lord Jamar is repeating. Dude, it's none of your goddamn business, Tether, what we do with our money. It's owed to us. We can smoke it up if we want. And some of us are going to do great with it. A lot of us are going to do great with it. It's old.
But they just give the money right back. They just would give the money right back. Just like you get your taxes and all that tax time coming, half of these motherfuckers giving that shit right back to the within 6 hours sometimes in the motherfucking black community. Needs to be running around with like the shit would be fucking crazy, like, and all the guns and and
the most negative shit possible. He said we're gonna do with the money. Nothing, no business, nothing. Just negativity. Like we're gonna just be a coup trying to overtake Washington.
Mercedes and
Mercedes
blinged out. It would just be fuck. They just give the money right back.
Now this is somebody. See, he said they would give the money right back. He didn't say we. He knows he's not FBA ADOS. He said they would give the money right back. He didn't say we would give the money right back. Just keep in mind what he's saying and not saying.
They just would give the money right back. Just like you get your taxes and all that tax time coming, half of these motherfuckers giving that shit right back to the within 6 hours sometimes in the motherfucking black community. Needs to be running around with like the shit would be fucking crazy, like, and all. But anyway, who here in America are direct descendants of the slavery, and I'm assuming that happened here on this land in America, and they're probably not even thinking about South America or anything.
And no, we're not thinking about South America. We're thinking about America. The USA, America, not South America, my boy.
Like that. But let's just say they're isolating it to just here in just America. Well, now immediately they've isolated the South Americans.
First of all, there's a lot of divide and conquer with this. There's a lot.
You hear him? He's saying, hey, listen, he's saying with reparations, he's saying This is the context. He's saying reparations for FBA Adolf. He's saying there's a lot of divide and conquer in us getting what's owed to us. That's Lord Jamar talking.
Bullshit that goes into this talk of reparations.
It's bullshit.
You know, as far as who gets it, and
So when are we gonna get ready? We're just not gonna be ready for it, and what are we gonna do? We're gonna blame white people for systemically oppressing.
Right. The way Lord Jamar is talking, like we just never gonna be ready for reparations. We just little kids. You dig? We're not deserving of it.
That's for generations. Yes. We're not even gonna try it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We need to. I'm not saying.
I mean, I know, but you just made the point that
African Americans won't get a piece of that. Whereas when it was vice versa back in 2016, the Jamaicans were saying, "Hey, African Americans, we want a piece of that too, because we were all on the same boat and just got dropped off in different places."
Oh, really?
But do you see how the Jamaicans turned on them? They're saying, African Americans, you don't get a piece of this. That's the talking.
But you see what I'm saying? How disrespectful they've been to them. Exactly.
Right, but then this is also, to me, I see this as a divide and conquer thing.
So yeah, he is so consistent with saying reparations for FBA Adolf creates divide and conquer. This is a crazy guy who knows he's not FBA, and he believes was due to us. Our justice will divide and conquer other blacks. This is a weird guy.
So now I'm supposed to get it. Oh, word? That's what the Jamaicans are saying? Well, then fuck that. You know, if they know they trying to keep it, then we're going to keep our shit to ourselves. See, that's the type of attitude that they want to inspire by having these fucking conversations right now, so that we'll be fucking mad at the Jamaicans.
But Adams, you know, I'm going to keep it a buck. Like, ever since I was hearing about this whole Ados, from the minute I heard about it, it was like a division.
Yeah.
Amongst black people.
Yeah.
We all not gonna be together.
Right. So all the division you talking about, you're right. Mr. Farrakhan said we're all not gonna be together. So we need to divide.
This ain't no damn unity party with punks. This ain't no unity party with people who don't want the true liberation of black people. This ain't no unity party with, this ain't that kind of party. So you take your raggedy ass on home. So reparation gotta be on the agenda.
So he's supposed to be backing Mr. Farrakhan against Vlad, right? But he's going against Mr. Louis Farrakhan. Mr. Louis Farrakhan is for reparations, and Lord Jamar is not. So that's a contradiction. So he claims, hey man, see yo, it's not about Mr. Louis Farrakhan with Lord Jamar. He don't respect Mr. Louis Farrakhan because he knows that Mr. Louis Farrakhan is pro reparations and he's not. So how are you defending him against Vlad? Dude, he just trying to. The dude is just a clout chaser. All right, last video. Is he FBA? Draw your own conclusion. I know he's not, but check it out. Listen to his own words.
Are you Ados?
Hey, bro, I'm gonna give you a wrench, man. Just subscribe and like the video. Tune in tomorrow also.
We trace back to Guyana.
I'm live again.
Okay. So Caribbean then.
South American, yes.
Oh, Guyana's not
It's
Caribbean?
a Caribbean. It's in South America, but it's considered Caribbean in a way.
Got it.
It's one of
because whenever I go
South
to
American countries.
the West Indian Day Parade, I'm pretty sure I see Guyana flags flying around.
In South America,
right?
Just like you might see Honduras or something like but that's all in South America. So
Right.
anyway,
So listen what he said. He said that he is South American. He's Guyanese. He's not FBA. Hey, family, stop me when he says he's FBA or have an FBA parent. Let me know when he actually says that. He never does. So stop putting stuff in his mouth. He never, ever, ever says he's FBA. Never.
now my mother is adopted, so I don't know her. I still got to do some research on you know what I mean. I actually discovered one side of her father. Now I got to trace where his family's from, but I did the trace on my father's side. So on that side, no, I'm not Addos. It's possible I'm on my mother's side I am. But see, again, that's some bullshit. But anyway.
What's this whole Addos?
Okay, so he said it's possible on his mother's side, but he said he didn't do the lineage. Okay, possible don't mean that's not confirmation. To say I'm possibly a millionaire, that's not confirmation. Or I'm possibly going to pick you up. I'm possibly going to do this for you. That's not confirmation. You dig? Where is the research? He never showed it. So don't you guys make up fake paperwork for this guy? He never claimed to be FBA. And he never produced paperwork to claim that his mom FBA. His father's guy is Guyanese, and his mother he don't know. He does not know. Okay, so does not know mean it does not mean he does know. So does not know mean, dude, get in the back of the line and figure that shit out while we get our checks.
Movement.
Listen to him.
And how is this? How is that not something that's kind of divisive?
Here we go again, divisive.
Amongst people in this country. Like how do we decide who's who?
Foundational Black Americans, because over here in the North American continent, us, foundational Black Americans, we're the founders of the United States. There was no United States until foundational Black Americans built it. So we are acknowledging our own designation. So that's not divisive because other groups do this.
And I just feel like we need to come together as Black people, you know what I mean, as much as possible. And it just feels like that type of thought, and I understand where you're coming from with it, but it feels like that type of thought helps to divide instead of bring us more together.
Okay, this is the problem, Lord Jamal. That division is caused by non-FBA. Foundational Black Americans, we have been the only people fighting for everybody. Both of my parents, on both sides of the family, we can trace everything back to plantations in Alabama and North Carolina. So my family, 100% foundational Black Americans. Nobody in my family immigrated.
And again, those who are able, just hit the cash app.
We can do that.
If you appreciate the video, the live.
That are claiming to be can really do that. Keep it real.
You can trace your family lineage at least back to 1870. You can trace your family back to the 1870 census. If you know your mama and you know your daddy, their name has been documented somewhere. You know where to trace them.
A lot of them had just first name.
So I offered Looking for Truth the phone number. They don't want to call in. You won't be disrespectful without calling in. I blocked you. Goodbye.
Names though, you know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, I physically. This is not no easy shit to do these traces. Like I physically been through this shit. Like, I've seen it. Like I went down that rabbit hole for a second, and
do say rabbit hole.
When you get to all that slavery type of shit, like.
Oh, by the way, yes, trying to trace your FBA roots as a non-FBA person, it will be tough and difficult. But if you're FBA, it's going to be typically easy for you. Okay, it's not that difficult.
The records are not what you think.
Exactly.
There's outliers to it, but generally, it's pretty easy to trace your lineage back to slavery, to a plantation. Or it's easy to trace your lineage back to at least the 1870 census. The average person who can trace their lineage back to 1870, 9 times out of 10, you came from a slave plantation because they'll list you as a farm worker or domestic or something like that. So that means you came most likely from a slave plantation.
Exactly.
And that's a little bit different from somebody who immigrated over because you wouldn't be eligible for a reparations claim. We can't open up that door, and this is for several reasons. If we start letting African and Caribbean brothers start getting reparations based on the Jim Crow treatment, then what's going to happen? The damn white Hispanics are going to start saying, well, damn it, I was mistreated too.
Asians
and then it's
Indians,
going to undermine the reparations claim.
Italians.
We respect CARICOM. Over in the Caribbean, they have a reparations movement. You can trace your family lineage at least back to 1870.
Right.
You can trace your family back to the 1870 census. If you know your mama and you know your daddy, their name has been documented somewhere. You know where to trace them.
Right. So a lot of them had just first names, though. You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, I physically.
I believe you as a non-FBA
to do these traces. Like,
it's not easy for a non-FBA person. I agree with you, bro. You're just confirming to us that you're just Guyanese, like you said you are.
I physically have been through this shit. Like, I've seen it. Like, I went down that rabbit hole for a second, and when you get to all of that slavery type of shit, like, the records are not what you.
Both of my parents.
Mm-hmm.
On both sides of the family, we can trace everything back to plantations in Alabama and North Carolina. So my family, 100% foundational Black Americans. Nobody in my family immigrated.
How many people can do that, though?
We can. We can do that. Most of us can.
How many that are claiming to be?
This guy, how many can do that? Like, yo, listen, yeah, you know that's funny because in FBA ADOS culture, like when we say we could trace our family back to 1870. Yo, we will never question each other because we know it's so easy to do. Only somebody who's not FBA ADOS would think it's a hard task at hand. It's easy. Like, how hard it is to know where your grandmother's from, where her mother's from, where her mother's from, where her mother. Yeah, it's not difficult, man. This dude is crazy.
Can really do that. Keep it real.
You can trace your family lineage at least back to 1870. You can trace your family back to the 1870 census. If you know your mama and you know your daddy, their name has been documented somewhere. You know where to trace them.
Right. So a lot of them had just first names, though. You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, I physically. This is not no easy shit to do these traces. Like, I physically.
Wait. But you just said you traced your dad back to Guyana. So, and then you said you don't know about your mom. So are you saying that you physically traced your mom and it wasn't difficult? I mean, I'm sorry. Are you saying you physically try to trace your mom and it was physically difficult? So did you just lie about your mother? Did you really try? And it was just difficult because you couldn't trace her back to FBAs? See, that's what I get out of this. I get out of this. He traced his father. It wasn't difficult. And by the way, he never traced his father. He just said he had a sister trace his father. Okay, so now when he's saying it's difficult to trace his mom, that means that he was doing that, not that sister. Because he just said earlier that he gave it to a sister traced his dad lineage to Guyana. So what tracing did he do? Unless it was with his mother, and now it's difficult because your mother don't have FBA roots, my boy. It's real simple.
Have been through this shit. Like, I've seen it. Like, I went down that rabbit hole for a second, and when you get to all of that slave,
there are outliers
to it.
There's outliers to it, but generally,
make sure you like and subscribe.
It's pretty easy to trace your lineage back to slavery, to a plantation. Or it's easy to trace your lineage back to at least the 1870 census. The average person who can trace their lineage back to 1870, 9 times out of 10, you came from a slave plantation because they'll list you as a farm worker or domestic or something like that. So that means you came most likely from a slave plantation. And that's a little bit different from somebody who immigrated over because you wouldn't be eligible for a reparations claim.
It's my great-grandfather on my father's side that wasn't born here.
It's my great-grandfather on my father's side that wasn't born here.
This dude's a lying
How
tether,
does
man.
one know that they're foundational Americans? I, a few years back, did a like an ancestral.
Right.
So I had just did on my father's side, right?
Fact. Godfrey got on about that. I forgot to add Godfrey stuff in here.
All of this, and I'm going to tell you, it traced back to Guyana, right?
So I had just did on my father's side, right?
He's a clout chaser.
And I'm going to tell
Godfrey's
you, it traced back to Guyana.
In fact, Joe's right about him as well. He's a clout chaser.
My family suffered from redlining and all that type of shit because I know how you feel about like Jamaicans that come here right now, this generation, and they're able to get loans. My family didn't go through that. My family didn't get all that when they came here. We lived as regular black people. So Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that. That would not, if they came over and they immigrated, because your family came from immigrants, they immigrated over here, and you can
Ellis Island.
Because your family came from immigrants, they immigrated over here, and you can Ellis Island.
Right.
I know the boat.
That's very different, because you can't get a reparations claim like that.
No, sir.
Because you can't get a reparations claim like that.
And it's very important to not mix it up.
But now keep in mind, this is just my father's side.
I understand that.
We all have two sides now. My mother's side, I ain't traced that yet.
Y'all would know who the southern side of her family was. So if y'all don't know, that means she's from the Caribbean. Because I can understand that you don't know your dad. That's one thing. And your mom didn't tell you where your grandmother was from? Your mom didn't say shit? She had to come from somewhere.
Right.
Either immigrated from another country or came from the South. If she's black, she's black, right? It's just find out where your parents are from or where your grandparents are from. Your grandmother, if you knew your grandmother has a birth certificate, brother. Look at the birth certificate and see where she was born. And then see what her mother and father's name was. It's on the birth certificate. And then see where they were born. You trace it back like that. And if you can go all the way back to the 1870 census, that make you a foundational black American. You got to just trace the parents back. Okay, some of these folks, you don't know where your mama's really from. Okay, like my mom's from New York. We kind of lost. Okay, but folks, okay, I don't know how y'all don't be knowing where your mama from. And you don't know your mama's side of the family. At least I can understand the dad's side might be a little sketchy. You don't know your mama's side of the family. See, that raises red flags.
100 red flags.
That raises a lot of red flags when folks don't be knowing what their mama's side of the family is.
We know better.
Right.
You know your mother from.
Right. That's weird.
That's 100% weird.
I feel like they want us to spend our energy on this conversation when we really need to be focusing our energy on more practical things.
The dude just said we need to spend our energy on more practical things. So delineation, disaggregation, reparations, these are not practical things. We need to focus on, Lord Jamar, what's more practical than that? Hey, family, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Like the video, subscribe, you dig. And like I said, if you appreciate how the video was produced and put together, so a little Cash App is pinned to the